Dark Claw, Tunnelmazers, Episode 3. Our hero, Onlee One, is heading towards Dark Moon, aiming to destroy the deadly Stonker Ray and save all living Muss from annihilation. It was cold inside the Seeker. The airlock doors opened and let Onlee One inside Dark Moon. He landed the little craft in the shadows, where he hoped that no one would see him open the hatch. A door opened noisily. A robo-cat stood silhouetted in the doorway. Onlee One froze. Could it see him? Another dumpy robot rumbled in. The door closed behind it. Onlee One had learned his lessons well. The robot was a standard model RU-12 utility cat. Remembering his training, Onlee One crept up behind it and pressed 2 red buttons on its back. The robot froze. 3 seconds later, the robot clicked and switched off. It worked, thought Onlee One. They said my photographic memory would come in handy. Onlee One climbed through the hatch in the side of the robot. He looked for the red and white wires. He cut them, stripped them, and twisted them together. Now he was inside the robot and in complete control. He could move around Dark Moon without being noticed. The door opened for him. The guard turned and stared. Halt! Onlee One heard his heart pounding, but the guard suspected nothing. Continue. The door closed behind the young Muss. He had passed the first test. The other robots ignored Onlee One as he steered the robot along Dark Moon's corridors. He tried all the doors to see what was behind them, and all the time he drew a map of Dark Moon in his head. If the mission was successful, he'd know how to get back to his Seeker and escape. On level 3, he struck lucky. 2 guards stood outside a door. Onlee One swept inside, and the door closed behind him with a silent swish. A large machine stood in the middle of the room. It had to be the Stonker Ray. Onlee One squeezed out of the robot and took a closer look. Yes, there in the middle of the machine was a piece of Fworgonzola the size of a ting-tong ball. He studied the control panel. Under one button the sign read, Eject. He pushed the button. The Fworgonzola slid out on a tray. Onlee One picked it up and sniffed. Oh, I think I can smell something, he said, surprised. As he spoke, the door swished open. Onlee One spun round. A tall, hooded figure stood before him. Yellow eyes glowed with rage. Guards! Boomed Dark Claw. Seize him! Robocats filled the room. Onlee One looked for an escape. The door was the only way out, but it was blocked. There was only one thing for it. Eat the Fworgonzola. He popped the lump of cheese into his mouth and swallowed hard. Yuck! It tasted like old shoe leather. Dark Claw gasped. I'll never find so much Fworgonzola again. The robocats tried to grab Onlee One. A bright light burst inside Onlee One's head, and he sneezed so loudly he nearly turned himself inside out. Achoo! The robocats were confused. They turned to Dark Claw for instructions. Onlee One sniffed. Then he sniffed again. Then he laughed out loud. I can smell! The robocat's metal paws couldn't hold him tight enough. Onlee One wriggled from their grasp and dived for the door, but not before Dark Claw lashed at him. Onlee One felt warm blood trickle down his arm. Onlee One felt bold and fearless. He ran and ran, somersaulting over robocats. None of them could catch him. The map in his head was as clear as day. He came to the passage where the robocat stood guard over the airlock hangar door. "Hey, Metal Boy, over here!" Onlee One taunted. The young Muss ran at the robocat. He threw himself on the floor and slid right between its legs. He was through the door in no time. Inside the hangar, he pressed the button to open the airlock and squeezed inside the Seeker. The Seeker's hatch sealed just in time. Dark Moon's airlock doors opened and the vacuum of space sucked Onlee One out of the hangar bay and into the vast darkness of space. Onlee One hit a switch to start the radio signal his friends were waiting for. In 10 minutes, Tikky and Hammy caught him in a net and pulled him to the safety of their ship. Yahoo! A week later, Hammy and Tikky held a huge cheddar cheese high above their heads and danced. The annual school tunnelmazing final had been a walkover. With Onlee One's fantastic new sense of smell, the trio smashed all the school records. Chancellor Brandling was the guest of honour. She leaned close and spoke quietly to Onlee One as she gave him his prize. "That's 2 remarkable performances, young one. I'm sorry we have to keep the first a secret, but every living Muss owes you a great debt. If only they knew. I hope you feel this cup is a worthy consolation." Onlee One took the cup from her. It was a simple design, but it meant more to him than Brandling could ever imagine. The names of all the past winners were engraved on the side. Onlee One felt so proud. He fought down the tears. It's a great honour to follow in the footsteps of great Tunnelmazers like Pale One, he said. His friends picked him up and carried him on their shoulders, cheering and clapping their new champion. Brandling watched the scene from the edge of the crowd. "I'm sure we will meet again, young one," she whispered to herself. Meanwhile, on Dark Moon, Dark Claw raged. "Revenge," he howled. "I will have my revenge." Here ends the first book of the Dark Claw saga. Click for the next exciting episode, Road Ragers. Find out more about Dark Claw and learn to draw Dark Claw stuff. Whatever you do, make sure you are subscribed to the Storytime channel for more fantastic children's stories by Shoo Rayner.